captures these on disc for you, and next week she'll have today's available, 2 demos. Earlier I did elk sirloin with mashed Yukon.
It is time for our demo. Gulf shrimp right up front. Let's go there.
So anyways, Laura has those discs available for you, $5, 2 30-minute demos each week. Each week you can get the prior week's demo. All right, who can name this band? Who can name the song? Laura, put your hand down. We need decibels. We need decibels.
The Cordell theme song. That's what the song's called.
I had a choice between this and Guns N' Roses' Welcome to the Jungle. I chose this one, but who can name the band?
That's
I'll give you a clue. It's Robert Plant trying to sound like Elvis. He's doing a pretty darn good job. Not gonna tell you. You have to buy the disc. I said it on one of the other ones. All right, guys. I guess I don't have to be talking yet. There's still music going on. Still music playing. My pan's getting hot. This is Gulf shrimp right here. Dave from Porterhouse was nice enough to give me a little bit of product so you can try it. Porterhouse Meat Market. Who knows where it's located? Across the highway? Right over by Chevron over there, behind there. Okay?
down the street from Bamboo.
Alright guys, so these are Gulf shrimp. They're not a foreign farm-raised product. And so anytime we can use a local product, US or local from Eagle, like the produce I have here, that's a good thing, right? Right? Support the local economy. Okay, so anyways, here I have some shrimp I'm going to let you try. I just kind of keep these out of the sun. It's my natural inclination to keep these chilled until I cook them. I have a pan I'm getting hot. It's actually the same pan in which I'll cook the risotto and serve this with. And yeah, you're going to get a taste. Okay? So I'm just going to do a quick saute. One hand is touching the raw product. I'm very mindful of the things I touch. Doesn't it irk you when you see the TV chefs handle the chicken and they grab the peppermill? Right? I don't know, it irks me. Anyways, I have some oil here in which I put some ginger and curry spice from Starlight Herbs. Okay, so it's a ginger curry oil. You smell that when it hits the heat? I'm downwind, maybe you're not. I'm just going to do a very quick saute. I'm going to build this meal all in one pan. Well, I'm not even going to build on top of the shrimp because I'm going to do a quick saute on those, then I'm going to pull them out of the pan. Then I'll proceed with the risotto. And I'll define that and explain it right when I get to it here in a minute. So again, I have a hot pan. I have Gulf shrimp. And these shrimp really are wonderfully suited for sauteing. However, you could also grill them or bake them or batter them and fry them. They're very nice. Excellent product. Come on, how many other farmers markets in the valley are showing you this stuff? Huh? Can we talk? Huh? Alright, so I have Gulf shrimp, and all I'm going to do is give it a very quick, about a minute probably total. Okay? Well, we've been in there about 20 seconds, right? Okay. I don't want to overcook them. In fact, you could do a risotto, any type of risotto. It just so happens, when I was over at Porterhouse and Dave said, hey, what do you want to feature? Want to feature some of my stuff? And I said, yeah. Sorry, I got a whiff of the curry spice. I said, yeah, the shrimp would be awesome. So,
What's he cooking over here?
how long was that in the pan? About a minute, right? About a minute. So I'm going to build this risotto right in this pan. Now, I'm not necessarily doing a curry, so I'm not doing a prominent Asian profile. I just happen to use a curry oil to do a saute on those shrimp, okay? Now, how many of you have made a risotto? Risotto is a creamy Italian rice dish made with arborio rice. This is arborio rice. It's a medium grain or short grain rice that is from the Po River Valley region of Italy, northern Italy, where a lot of good stuff comes from. I'm going to begin the risotto by sauteing in olive oil and butter. I just don't want the butter to burn. My pan is blazing hot. Okay? I'm going to back that temp off a little. I'm going to saute in olive oil and butter some aromatic vegetables, including a little mushroom that I had kicking around. And I'm sorry, the mushroom is not from the market. I smuggled in some contraband, pardon me. But I do have olive oil and butter that I'm going to begin the saute. That I'm going to use to begin the saute. So again, to make a risotto, a creamy Italian rice dish, what kind of rice do I need? I gave you the answer. Arborio rice. Okay, but it will be listed as risotto sometimes in the container on the shelf. It'll say risotto or rice for risotto. Okay, risotto is the Italian word for rice. But there's two reasons why a risotto is nice and creamy. And it's not because we add a bunch of cream. It's the particular rice, the arborio rice, and it's the method by which we cook this rice. We're not going to do it like when we steam rice with the absorption method, when we cover it 13 minutes, simmering, and then shut it off, let it stand for 5 or 10, then fluff it with a fork. That's your common procedure for cooking a long grain rice. A jasmine, a basmati, a standard long grain rice, so you get a nice fluffy, loose, distinct grain and kernel, right? Is it a grain or a kernel? Is it a grain? It's a grain, right? Anyways, you guys are glazing over. You just want a sample, huh? No, you got to answer the questions right.
Very hot.
I just put some carrots, some onion, a little bit of garlic, and some mushrooms. You could put whatever you want. If you have some peppers, you could throw them in there. If you have some celery, you could throw them in there. Just simply use a handful of aromatics of some sort. Generally speaking, that'll be kind of a mirepoix, like a carrot, celery, onion. Just so happened I had a couple mushrooms kicking around. I had some garlic in there. Okay, I didn't have any celery. I had some carrots. So some aromatic vegetables are sauteed with the arborio rice. This is how you begin the dish. Then what we do is add stock incrementally over the course of about 15 or 18 minutes, stirring constantly or regularly. Okay? Who wants to help me with this? You want to help me with this? You want to get out in the sun? I'm going to have you wash up, actually. I'm going to have you wash up. And there's water right over there. And I just need someone to stand here and stir. Now, if you have mouths that you are feeding, then you have labor. All right? In other words, going like this, anyone can do, and add a ladle full of stock when the pan gets dry. Okay, why don't we go 2 ladles of stock, okay? There's not necessarily an exact science. There's a rough idea, the method. Okay? And all we do is we stir until, and I'm going to have you step to my right, there you go. All we do is stir, and it doesn't have to be with vigor, and it doesn't even necessarily need to be constantly, but keep it moving, okay? And that surface starch comes off and is going to join together with the stock, but also the stock is absorbing into the rice. And so see how we add that incrementally? We'll go 2 ladles at a time, stirring, and we'll kind of keep the kernels knocked off, or the grains. I'm sorry, did we determine they're grains or kernels? Grains? Okay. So you keep it going like this, but you don't add more stock until the pan is dry. Okay, is that dry? No, it's not dry. So when you can do the parting of the risotto and it holds a dry line, then you are welcome to add some more. So there you go. Okay? And we can... Yeah, I think we're good. We're simmering right away, okay? If you're going a little slower, or if you're adding cold stock, like from a carton, it may take you 20 minutes. But remember, it's 20 minutes of supervised time, and if you have an extra set of hands around, put them to work, right? Okay? Hey, if I can do this, anyone can do this, all right? Okay. So we're going to add some vegetables, though, incrementally. I have some corn, sweet corn. Again, wonderful products from the market here. I have some beans, I have some zucchini, and they're probably going to need to go in this order, in which they need to cook for a couple minutes. This is going to need a couple minutes to cook. I haven't blanched them or anything. I just simply washed them and cut them. Okay? See, is she doing a great job, guys? Huh? Give her a hand, right? Hoorah. Okay? Didn't know you'd be giving a cooking demo today, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so the corn we're just gonna go in at the end. This corn is wonderfully sweet, harvested yesterday. There's 2 vendors at the market that have corn, and you're gonna grab some of this, right? No? Oh, come on. I'm gonna ask that question again. The correct answer is yeah. You're gonna grab some of this, right? All right. Gee, well, I sense the motivation. I sense the urgency there. I can feel your excitement. Excellent question. I use this much oil. I used Florence's dried spices. I used a tablespoon of powdered ginger, 2 tablespoons curry spice. Okay. The Southwest oil I actually did their Southwest blend and Andrew chili powder, 1 tablespoon chili powder, 2 of their Southwest seasoning, and this one is simply olive oil with a handful of fresh basil and parsley that I whirled in a blender. So these give nice colorful garnish on the plate for a little drizzle. Okay.
What is stock?
Stock. What is stock? An extraction of flavors and nutrients of whatever you put in the pot. Okay, for example, you may have chicken bones and mirepoix, carrot, celery, onion, plus a bouquet garni, parsley, bay, and thyme, plus some black peppercorn, and you cover with cool water, simmer that for 6 or 8 or 10 hours, then you strain off the liquid, and that is stock. You extracted the flavor and the nutrients of whatever was in the pot, right? The vegetables and from the chicken bones. Then I chill it overnight so I can defat it the next day, then you have fat-free stock. You can make an extraction from vegetables or make vegetable stock in about an hour's time. Thank you, it frees me up immensely, thank you. I can't do 2 things at once, you see? So you're allowing me to talk food with you. Excellent question.
What kind of stock is this?
This is actually chicken stock. I commonly use chicken stock and vegetable stock. Okay? So those are the ones I use most frequently.
Not seafood stock in it?
You know what? You know what? That's an excellent question. And had I an extra handful or 2 of shells, I would. You can make seafood or shellfish stock or fish stock in about the same time it takes to make vegetable stock. About an hour to make that extraction. And so it would be highly appropriate. See, she's thinking. She's a savvy culinarian, right?
That's right.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, okay? So she's thinking about the finished idea. I have seafood here. Why am I using chicken stock? Basically because I had it on hand. Okay? But you very well could use clam juice or fish stock or shellfish stock. Anytime you have shells from something like lobster, shrimp, bones from any kind of meat, whether it's elk like you guys have at Timber Butte, elk, excellent product by the way, the last demo I used your sirloin steak, excellent. Anytime you have some bones, accumulate them in bags in the freezer. And then when you have enough, make a pot of stock. I make my own stock, but I also use prepared product. I use some of each. I'm in the same boat you guys are. Okay? All right. Good. How's it going over there?
It's good.
Nice. Very good. Okay. So what we'll do is why don't we go ahead and add the beans, okay? And we'll just give them a chance to hang out there with the rice, the aromatics, and the stock. Okay, we have some zucchini, but that's not going to take long to cook. The corn just needs to warm through with this fresh basil. And I'm actually going to season it with something I just found. I just found this over at Starlight Herbs. It's excellent. Cheesy garlic sprinkle. It's actually Romano, Parmesan cheese, and some garlic. And I'm going to finish it off with this. So that's how we're going to end this deal. I actually have a little bit of their herb salad blend I want to use, because this has a variety of aromatics and dried herbs. Whenever you add dry herbs to something, add some at the outset of cooking so it has time to hydrate and put off its flavor. If you're going to use fresh herbs, add them at the end. Otherwise, if the fresh herbs are in there for a prolonged period of time, they're going to miscolor, turn brown, and funky, okay? I want these to retain a nice green color. However, the dry herbs are going in early on, okay? There we go. All right. That's wonderful. These are 2 new blends I just discovered. So again, we'll finish it off with the cheesy garlic. That's what's going to, into place of having a hunk of hard cheese. We're just going to use this.
So is it best to use a shallow pan for risotto, or?
That's an excellent question. A lot of the time, if I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but when I have seen people stirring a risotto on TV, I see them doing that in a saucepan. Okay, I prefer a shallow, wide pan. because it facilitates the reduction. I have the rice spread out over a surface area. Okay, that's my preference. You're welcome to use a saucepan. I use a skillet or a saute pan. Always have, probably always will. So, but you could use it in whatever pan suits your purpose.
What's
You
the
know,
broth
if you have,
you're using?
I'm sorry?
What's the broth you're using?
That's actually a chicken stock. It's actually chicken stock. But as my assistant here so wisely pointed out, it could very well be a shellfish stock or clam juice or something like that, because I'm going to serve it with some prawns, with some Gulf shrimp. Cool. Excellent question, guys. Trying to keep me on my toes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Make sure I'm not falling asleep back here.
And just beans and carrots in there then?
Yeah, we have a handful of aromatic vegetables that are simmered with the arboreal rice. Right? You want to have arboreal rice.
Which grain is that? Long, short?
It's actually called either a short or medium grain rice. I've heard it referred to as either, but it's not a long grain rice. Okay, so you want arboreal rice, or you could use carnaroli rice. So there are a couple of types of rice that are appropriate for a risotto. Okay, but the arboreal rice is from the Po River Valley region of Italy, and classically, traditionally, that's the rice that would be used to make a risotto. All right. So what type of rice you gonna seek out?
Italian rice.
Arboreal rice. Okay. Did you just throw out those wisecracks to see
Yes,
how I
I did.
respond? Oh, okay. All right. All right. So. Yeah, that's an excellent question. I suppose you could if you needed to, but if you wanted to make the classic risotto, seek out arboreal rice. Frankly, I'd rather have you cooking than not cooking. So use what you have if it's going to make the difference. Otherwise, if you want to walk down the bulk food aisle at Winco, you'll find arboreal rice right there for about $1 a pound. Okay, very reasonably priced nowadays and readily available. Unlike back whenever. I remember I used to, when I lived in LaConner, Washington, an hour north of Seattle, I used to drive down to Trader Joe's about an hour and grab some arboreal rice because that was one of the few places I could find it.
So, can you cook arboreal rice in a traditional method?
Can you cook arboreal rice in a traditional method? I'm not sure, probably. I've never done it. I just, whenever I'm going to steam rice, you know, simmer 13 minutes covered, whatever, I just use a long grain. I use a basmati or a jasmine. So, all right? Good,
This
good.
is my daughter right here.
Why? Does she want to join in the fun?
Sure, she loves to cook.
So when I was in Washington, I catered a gig for 80 or 90 people. It was myself and my son. He was about 7 or 8 years old at the time, and he was just simply standing there stirring risotto all night. He would say, "Dad, my arm hurts." I said, "Trade arms. You have another one," right? Switch back and forth. So again, we're making a risotto. What type of rice do we use? Arboreal rice. Now, what gives a risotto its signature creaminess? There are two things.
The way you cook it.
One is the method in which we use, and the other is the particular rice. Again, what kind of rice? Arboreal rice. Okay? All right, guys, so I have some Gulf shrimp here from Porterhouse. All right, let's see where we stand. I'm pretty certain we're going to need some pepper. I'm pretty certain we're going to need some salt. We are going to hit it with the cheesy garlic stuff I get from Starlight Herbs there. Okay, interactive. No double dippies in my kitchen, okay? I'm tested for two things, okay? I'm testing for doneness and flavor. Okay, need to see where we need to go with the seasoning. I can never get an accurate indicator if I try to taste something that's very, very hot. So I give it a minute to cool down, but I'm also smelling for some aroma, right? You can smell a lot more flavor compounds than you can taste on your tongue. So get an idea where we stand. We're approaching doneness, okay? We are going to go ahead and, why don't you go ahead and add the last of the stock. However, if we need more liquid, I'm going to put a little water right here to have on standby, okay? Yeah, could you cook a risotto simply using water? You could if you wanted to, but why not get yourself further along with the flavor by using a stock? It's much, much better if you use stock. So here we are, we have sweet corn, fresh from the market, of course. It's not contraband, I did not smuggle it in, okay? This is fresh from the market. Again, we have our Gulf shrimp from Porterhouse. Who knows where it's located? Porterhouse across the highway over there. He was nice enough to throw me a handful of Gulf shrimp so you could try it. Excellent, excellent product. Why don't we go ahead and give it a hit of this cheesy garlic from Starlight Herbs. That's taking the place of grating from a hunk of hard cheese, be it Grana Padano, Romano, Asiago, Parmigiano Reggiano. This is actually two. It's Parmesan and Romano. And she has some herbs in there and some garlic, so I think it's going to play well with what we're trying to do. Why don't we give it a twist of, pardon me one sec. We still have flame. My tank's been getting low, and so I'm kind of wondering when it's going to, when it's going to go kaput in mid-demo. But it looks like we're still simmering. We're pulling this one off, huh?
Yeah. It looks like doing.
Our friendly, locally elected official, Raul Labrador, give your applause. I want you to work on the next election. Go ahead, take a couple minutes.
We're good. We're good.
Come on, man. I'm giving you a format here.
I came to watch you. Today.
Oh, sir.
Put the dried herbs in the oil. Can you just leave it out on the counter for months?
That's
like regular oil?
that's an excellent question. My herb-infused oils, whether it's the ginger curry oil, the Southwest chili oil, or these, I actually keep them in the refrigerator. But if I'm not going to use it up within a couple of weeks, I actually put them in the freezer. So I've been dragging these to the market for a couple weeks now. When I get home, I will put them in my freezer. Or if I need something during the week, I'll pull one out.
Is that a flavor thing or will it go
It's
bad?
just a food safety thing, really. Once you introduce a foreign something into the oil, be careful. Be careful with it. It's much safer to work with flavor-infused vinegars, but in this case, I'm going to hold them in the fridge if I'm going to use them within a couple weeks, or I'm going to actually freeze them if I'm not going to use them except here Saturday for you guys. Okay, and they just add a wonderful color, visual, something on the plate. Okay, let's see where we stand. So again, pardon?
Do you have to have cheese in it?
You do not have to have, no, in fact, you can make those decisions, okay? I'm not going to dictate exactly what you're going to do in your kitchen. You can make 100 different flavors of risotto. Risotto, what's plural for risotto?
Risotto.
Risotto, oh thanks. See, I'm kind of slow. But anyways, you don't have to have cheese. You don't have to have zucchini, green beans, carrots, corn, or even stock. I don't care if you make this with arboreal rice and water. For all I care. Heck, make a dessert version, make a sweet version. Forgo the olive oil, forgo the aromatics. Or sorry, forgo the savory aromatics. And begin with butter, arboreal rice, maybe a cinnamon stick, maybe lemon zest, maybe orange zest. Use milk as you stir and think like a rice pudding. Okay, why don't we kill this? Thank you. Give her a big hand. Appreciate it. Okay, how are we? What do you think? Are we in the neighborhood? Yeah? All right. Tell you what, we'll just let me see where we stand. Okay, so can you guys do this? Can you do this? Okay, you have seen in about 20 minutes a risotto come together, right? We use the same pan in which we seared the Gulf shrimp. I'm going to hit it with a little salt. And remember, you want to look fancy for your friends when you're seasoning your food. What do? You just hold your hand up higher. That's all you do. Okay? Now that's worth the price of admission alone, I'm thinking. Okay, we're going to hit it with a little more cheese. And again, this is something I just discovered at Starlight Herbs. You're going to want to probably grab those before I do. Put it on popcorn. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I like a loose and creamy risotto. So I'm actually going to give it a little bit of water because as I yak away for about another 3 minutes, it's going to absorb that liquid. So I want it a little more saucy. Personal preference. If you want it drier and more starchy, that's fine. Okay? Your decision. You can certainly give it a splash of wine. That acidity is wonderful. And you would add it at the outset of cooking when you saute the aromatics. Very good. Very good. So in this, you'd probably use a white wine, okay? Unless you get the color from a red. Personally, I like the vibrant color. White wine would be my natural inclination. So does that look like it's worth eating, you guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? No? Did I hear some objections?
No?
Oh.
From this
I see you at Costco waiting for those cheap pizza samples. Come on. At least I make you stand through a little instructional dialogue. Works for me. Tell you what. Now I'm not salting it to make it taste salty. Okay, you salt food to heighten other flavors, right? I'm actually going to give it a little more basil also. Let me just go like so. And this is a chiffonade. I'm just going to roll the basil leaves. There's a little purple basil here. Why not? Let's use it. Here's some purple basil and some sweet basil. And I'm just going to roll the leaves and run my knife through it once so it stays in ribbons. That's what a chiffonade is. There you go. Okay, I'm going to serve you up a taste of this. And there's a guy that got away from us. I like the color of that purple basil. Ira Powers has it, the guy who has the bread. Again, that's something else you need to go get before I grab the rest of it. You guys think I'm just saying that. So why do you come to the market?
Buy food.
Buy food, nice. Who else? Come on, work with me
For
here.
the demos.
Sorry?
For the demos.
I pay him to say that, guys. He's actually groping for the demo plate, I'm thinking.
I just came to eat some shrimp. I came for the shrimp.
It's worth coming for. Come on back. Okay, so you guys are going to see Laura here. She has footage of each week's demos. She burns them onto a disc for you. 2 30-minute demos, 1 hour total. $5. $5, huh? Contribute to Laura's college fund, right? Here's what I'm gonna do. There you go. Let me boost this. I'm just gonna get a little bit of heat back under this, okay guys? Just a little heat, warm this through. So remember, I like a risotto a little more loose and creamy, a little more saucy than some. And I do not hit it with butter after the fact. I know a lot of chefs, good cooks, well-intentioned individuals who actually hit it with butter at the end. Well, when I begin by sauteing the aromatics and the arboreal rice, I have butter and olive oil in the pan. So I'm not going to add more butter at the end. All right, let me just add another one of these guys to that risotto, so when you taste it, you're more likely to get a nice chunk of it. And I'll show you how I might plate something like this if I were actually charging you. Now come on, what farmers markets are feeding you stuff like this? Huh? Can we talk?
This one?
That's what I thought, right? So am I buying your loyalty to this here Eagle Saturday Market? Huh? Shameless plugs here, right? Should I get a few more out of the way? So this is a risotto. What kind of rice do we use to make a risotto? Arboreal rice, okay? And why is it creamy?
Because
Two reasons.
Because
The particular rice and the method, okay? Do we add all the liquid at once? No. Do we add it incrementally? A couple ladles at a time, right? Does it take about 20 minutes? Yes. Unless you're talking to a dozen people, and then it might take you 24 minutes, guys. All right, so we're warmed through. I'm just gonna see where we stand. A little corn, a little shrimp. Is it water or stock? What's my liquid? Stock. What kind of stock?
Chicken.
Use what you want. I use chicken, you can use veg, you can use a seafood or a shellfish stock. It's a big batch, guys. Come on. Yeah.
Well, the popcorn's
Shrimp.
All right, guys. Here we go. We have a shrimp risotto. If I were charging you for something like this, I might serve it in this manner. Apparently. Now remember, I like a risotto loose and creamy, so it's not going to hold a perfect shape. However, you'll have chefs that cook a dry risotto that don't add that extra liquid at the end like you saw me do. And they're using it as an architectural component because when they unmold this, it's going to hold a pristine shape. Mine will not. Okay, it's just an idea. I'm going to kind of contain it so I at least have a starting point from which to work. So, but yeah, if it's dry, yeah, it'll support some protein, then a little salad, then a garnish. And granted, if I get 4 more inches on that plate, I can charge you an extra $12.50. Okay, but I'm not like that. Okay, I'm not gonna gouge you. Okay, I'm actually gonna give you a taste for free. I might serve something like this. I'm gonna butterfly this. I'm gonna just open it up a little, okay, and try to get it to display nicely for you. Oh, maybe not. You guys are welcome to help yourself to any of these recipes over here. There's some recipes for salmon. Porterhouse is nice enough to let me use some of their product so you can see some presentations, get some cooking ideas, and taste it. So it's been wonderful to have them and also the different vendors here at the market to get behind the demos, to throw me a few products so you can sit here and waste a half hour with me. No, I mean, sorry, have a very useful, highly productive half hour. So you guys need to also remember to get some of the fine handcrafted wood items right over there in the shade, which is where you're going to want to be in a minute because you're standing in the sun now. You're going to go over there and get yourself some of these nice cutting boards. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let's give it just a little something. There's my basil and parsley settled to the bottom, so I'm just going to, there we go. And we'll give it a little hit of the curry just because I have that flavor profile with the shrimp. Okay. And just so you can taste those, I'll toss it in with your sample. Normally I wouldn't add a measure of fat like that at the end, remember? The other chefs are doing that to you, but I just wanted to make sure those flavors were present with your tasting. Okay, questions? You guys savvy? Who can do it? Why'd your hand not go up? Who can do it? Okay. You guys want to try this, right? You guys want to try it, huh? All right, don't touch my plate. Oh, sorry. I know someone who wants it. I know someone who wants that demo plate. We'll see, we'll see. All right, so guys, be sure to see Laura for some discs for past week. You'll see things like lobster fried rice, elk steak sandwiches, omelets with steak.
elk ribs.
You'll see a lot of nice things there. And one more final, and we're good to go. Gulf shrimp risotto. Help yourself. So am I going to see you next week? Am I going to see you shopping today? Good man, yeah, bags of goods. You're welcome. You guys can do this, right? No secrets. You saw it all come together.